I've worked in a bipartisan fashion with the county executive and with my colleague, Legislator Dwayne Gregory, from the other side of the aisle, to apply to New York State for what's called land bank status. The issue of brownfields has been vexing government for a very, very long time, as you know. What happens is you have a piece of property with an owner. The owner, for whatever reason, decides that he's leaving town, business went under or whatever the case may be, and maybe that person owned a gas station or a junkyard or something like that. So there's potentially contamination on the property. The owner leaves. Normally, if somebody stops paying their taxes, the county would, of course, take the deed to the property. But in these cases, in the brownfield cases, and there's about 120 of them or so in Suffolk County, we don't take the deed to the property because we're scared of the environmental implications.
Why would the county be scared of that?
Well, because sometimes cleanups can be very, very costly.
Oh, okay, so the county then takes on the responsibility as the owner.
That's exactly right. So, and there's a part of the Suffolk County Tax Act, which is a New York State law which we're governed by, says that we cannot sell a piece of property for less than the accumulated back taxes, interest, and penalties. So what happens in some of these cases is that you have property values that are not as much as the accumulated back taxes and interest and penalties. So even if we were to take one of these properties, for example, we couldn't sell it again because we would never recuperate the back taxes.
Right.
What the land bank allows us to do is to transfer the property, basically, to this not-for-profit corporation. The not-for-profit corporation is not subject to the Suffolk County Tax Act. So the not-for-profit corporation can now sell the property for less than the accumulated back taxes if necessary, make sure the property's cleaned up, put some covenants on the sale so that we get what we want to get. Either maybe it's a small housing project or a park or whatever the case may be. But we put the property back on the tax rolls, we get the environment cleaned up, and we remove blights from communities. So it's a win for the environment, it's a win for the taxpayers, and it's a win for communities. And we were finally approved by New York State for this land bank, and we expect to transfer our first properties by September of this year.
That's a big deal.
Very excited.